Welcome to Universe Live. I'm Yora Kennedy.
And I'm Sydney Merrill. It's Friday, March 1st, 2024. Provo Police Department joins the list of 5,000 law enforcement agencies using a vehicle identification system to investigate crime.
Universe Live reporter Belle Lewis found out this is more than just your normal surveillance camera. Belle, tell us about the effectiveness of this.
But how effective is the system? Get this. Last October, Provo Police responded to a deadly hit and run and within 20 minutes had identified the culprit.
And without that, we wouldn't have ever been able to find the person who left the scene from the accident and resolve that for their family.
Provo Police Public Information Officer Janalee Holland says the department started using Flock in April of 2023. Flock cameras lead license plates and can search for vehicles based on make, model, color, and other attributes. This allows police to efficiently recover stolen property and investigate crime quickly.
We've seen great success with it.
Flock spokesperson Holly Baylin tells us an additional system, they call Raven, can even detect gunshots and send real-time alerts to officers within seconds.
So that law enforcement can quickly get to the scene and hopefully identify the suspect who shot the gun and hopefully save anyone on site.
Provo Police confirmed Flock performed 152 searches from April to December of last year. These searches included 23 for vehicle theft, 13 for accidents, and 10 for theft. Provo Police also used Flock in 3 sexual assault cases, 3 weapons offense cases, and 2 cases of domestic violence.
Most common word that we tend to hear is game changer.
Provo's Flock system uses 23 cameras to collect only pertinent information on vehicles flagged by authorities.
The system doesn't know who's driving that vehicle. It doesn't know who it belongs to.
Flock also deletes license and vehicle data every 30 days.
While the Raven system is not currently being used by Provo Police, the 23 cameras do use Flock's license plate recognition software to help identify suspects. For Universe Live in Provo, I'm Belle Lewis.
Thanks, Belle. Provo Police also confirmed that this program has increased the likelihood that your stolen property will be returned.
The Great Salt Lake has been in Utah for 11,000 years and counting. Experts say the lake won't last much longer if we don't act now. Universe Live reporter Elise Clark has a look at city plans to preserve this historic lake.
The Great Salt Lake has a fascinating history and rich contribution to Utah's air quality, economy, and wildlife population. Yet in December of 2022, the Great Salt Lake reached a record low of 4,188 feet above sea level. To reverse this troubling trend, the Utah Rivers Council released its plan to preserve the Great Salt Lake, calling it the 4,200 Project. This refers to the healthy level of 4,200 feet for the Great Salt Lake above sea level. BYU Environmental Geology and Hydrology Research Professor Dr. Greg Carling has plenty to say about how the Great Salt Lake benefits Utah.
The Great Salt Lake is this keystone ecosystem that millions of migratory birds will use the lake every year. So it's like this major stopover point for birds traveling from South America up to Alaska. Great Salt Lake is also important for the economy.
Carling says companies worldwide use brine shrimp harvested from the lake as fish food. The lake's significant decrease in water levels is partly because of factors beyond our control, such as precipitation and climate. He says at least half of the decrease is a result of water diversions.
We divert fresh water out of rivers. We use that for drinking water, for agriculture, for industry. And every drop we take out of the rivers is a drop that won't make it to Great Salt Lake.
The 4,200 Project offers several solutions to raise the levels of the lake. Some of these ideas include eliminating secondary water waste, reducing the diversion of water from the lake, and redirecting unused agricultural water to the lake. To donate or get involved in the 4,200 Project, go to 4200project.org. Reporting from Universe Live in Salt Lake City, I'm Elise Clark.
Downtown Provo is in a constant state of growth as it adds to its array of entirely locally owned businesses. Universe Live reporter McKenna Schmidt spoke with some of the individuals involved and learned how BYU students are an integral part of the city's success.
The Director of Economic Development in Provo, Keith Morey, speaks highly of BYU graduates. He wants students to know the incredible opportunities Provo offers budding entrepreneurs.
No one grows unicorn companies that grow from $0 to $1 billion faster than Brigham Young University.
Maury says the city's collaborative nature is a part of what makes Provo a hub for these new businesses.
Provo is one of the most charitable cities in the country. Well, that charitable attitude and nature, I think, allows us to partner with each other and share information and support each other.
Quinn Peterson was a downtown Provo business owner himself. He is now the executive director of Downtown Provo Incorporated after seeing the need to support other local business owners. Peterson says downtown Provo is a startup capital.
Because we've been recognized as such a successful business community for a number of years, a lot of people are choosing to come here to create their businesses as well.
Peterson says many companies started with food trucks or at the farmers market and now have brick and mortar spaces in downtown Provo. New small businesses are popping up all the time in downtown Provo. Most recently, the restaurant Fresco. The community can also anticipate the return of a local favorite, Los Hermanos.
They were in downtown Provo for 34 years, and their building burned down. And so they went to Orem for a few years, and now they're back.
Thanks, McKenna. The local Provo community and especially BYU students have a lot to enjoy at these nearby businesses.
The BYU First Generation Peer Mentorship program at the Student Success Center will discontinue starting next school year. After years of being a separate program, it's joining a different department. The program exists to help first-generation students with their studies, online and in person. The Student Success Center at the Harmon Building offers mentoring for first-year, online high school, and Flex GE students along with the first-generation department. Peer mentor Olive Wilcox explains her feelings about the program.
I would love this program to grow so that more students can come each year and that we can, I don't know, these are just the most amazing people I've met. They're so fun, they're so grateful, they're so hardworking, and they have so much to give and contribute to BYU.
Some student workers tell us they feel discouraged about the end of the peer mentorship program. It will continue until the fall of 2024.
College students find great benefit with free public transportation on Utah Transit Authority routes. Universe Live reporter Rayhana Wilson finds out what it's like riding the Utah Valley Express bus.
I'm here in Provo at the Joaquin UVX station. Every day, hundreds of students use this free transit to get to school and work around Provo and Orem.
I use UVX almost every day just because of how convenient it is to campus.
Abigail says that she finds the atmosphere on the UTA Utah Valley Express buses pleasant. However, she observes a notable influx of students coming from both BYU and UVU at the top of the hour.
If you don't have a car, this is a really great mode of transportation, not only because of the accessibility, but also because of where it takes you.
The UVX service makes stops at a total of 21 different locations between Orem Central Station and Provo Central Station.
I live south of campus, so it's really nice because the bus goes from South Campus to North Campus. And so I get to ride the bus, and then I don't have to worry about walking the 30 minutes across campus.
Ryan Lingard says that normally it is easy to find a seat and that it is not too busy for him.
It's very easy to use. You don't have to pay for it, so you just get on and then get off when you need to get off. It stops at every stop, so it's very stress-free.
You can find the maps and scheduling at rideuta.com. Reporting for Universe Live in Provo, I'm Rayhana Wilson.
Thanks, Rayhana.
The Provo Utah Temple closed its doors as an operating temple on Saturday. Universe Live reporter Emma Butler-Price spoke to people about their fond memories and experiences.
The Provo Temple has served Latter-day Saints in the area for 52 years. Today, patrons came with a specific purpose in mind, to say goodbye.
It's just been really special to be here this day and to see the people in the Celestial Room. There must have been 80 people in there with tears in their eyes, knowing that it was the last time for a lot of these people. So it's been a special day.
Today's attendees say they feel a special connection to this specific temple for its unique architecture, long-standing history, and all the memories and spiritual experiences it holds.
Everyone wants one last memory of being in this temple because it's been so iconic for so many people.
There's just a special connection that everyone has to the actual physical building as well, and to see it be no more is just a little hard for my mind to wrap around.
Longtime temple patron Leslie Pimentel says that the new temple will be much larger to accommodate the area's rapid growth and the number of people expected to attend.
Even though the Lord doesn't change, we have change. We have to have change.
The church announced that the new temple's name will be the Provo, Utah Rock Canyon Temple.
It's going to be a rebirth. We'll just have to wait a few years, 4 years probably.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has not yet released a completion date for the temple. Reporting for Universe Live in Provo, I'm Emma Butler-Price.
Thanks, Emma. The temple will be missed by the community here in Provo. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
The National Institute of Health estimates that more than 6.5 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's dementia today. The BYU College of Physical and Mathematical Sciences hosted its yearly annual research conference. Universe Live's Brian Barba talked with 2 student researchers aiming to deepen their understanding of the disease. Brian?
Neuroscience student Zabdi Hernandez has become a regular at the conference. This marks his 3rd year presenting his findings from Professor John Price's Chemistry and Biochemistry lab. Hernandez's work aims to shed light on Alzheimer's disease.
In other words, we're getting at enzymatic function.
Alzheimer's is a complicated and often misunderstood disease. Hernandez and his teammates are piecing together how Alzheimer's affects the body.
When you have Alzheimer's or other diseases like that, also affects, in essence, like who we are and how we express ourselves and who we are to other people.
Hernandez looks at how the brain controls and regulates fats differently when there are risk factors for Alzheimer's. His presentation focused on fats in mice brains.
We're trying to understand better how they're changing and if they have any sort of significance in that.
Graduate student researcher Ariel Kelsch is also involved in the Alzheimer's research, albeit in a different area.
We're studying the proteins, and Zabdi and his team are studying the lipids. And so together we can hopefully create a complex picture when we put everything together.
Hernandez ultimately hopes their findings will help combat Alzheimer's effects in its early stages.
If some of the fats in your brain or in your body are being processed differently, then it'd be possible maybe to make a drug or to find a drug that could help to undo those effects.
The conference provides an outlet for students to share their contributions and receive feedback from peers.
Is this really meaningful to share with other people that this is a really neat experience, that what we do does have an impact.
BYU continues to be a leading school in providing mentor research opportunities for students with tremendous value. For Universe Live on BYU campus, I'm Brian Barba.
Thanks, Brian. Every department in the College of Physical and Mathematical Sciences has research labs in various subjects of interest for students to join.
A panel discussion sponsored by Cultures Magazine and the BYU PRSSA opens the conversation addressing the challenges for culturally diverse people. Universe Live reporter Lynette McConkey was at the event last week and tells us more about this important discussion.
Some BYU students are leading an effort to embrace the hidden diversity that enriches their campus community. Talavo Fetasamanu says that remaining curious is an important step to navigate being culturally in between.
Man, just stay curious and you'll be all right. It's okay to be misunderstood, and how much you can learn from that, the empathy that you then leave with more curiosity rather than assumptions for other people.
Lauren Walker has lived in multiple locations throughout the world. She says you're better able to understand people once you have made the effort to learn about someone from a different culture than your own.
I think just talking to them and finding out about their story and their beliefs, you know, their religion, their culture, what they do with their families, is really important to being able to understand someone and connect with them on a deeper level.
According to an April 2023 report, Wallet Hub ranked Provo one of the least diverse cities in the United States. Vesa Tavaga questions the depth of that ranking and says there is a lot of diversity that isn't visible.
Just from today's events, it's shown me that there is a bunch of hidden diversity here. but it's not as easy to see compared to most cultures.
Tavaga is part of the PRSSA team striving to foster community and create belonging for all.
Most times when people come into new cultures, it's easy to feel like you're intruding into a new atmosphere, but that's not the case whatsoever.
The PRSSA panel discussion is part of its Unity in Uniqueness campaign, which aims to foster inclusivity and understanding across communities. For Universe Live at the Wilkinson Center, I'm Lynette McConkey.
The Rhythm and Soul Collective energized BYU crowds during the Black History Month concert series with spirited African culture dances and gospel music at the Reynolds Auditorium.
Careers and talents outside of their schooling at BYU. Universe Live reporter Yvette Galvez gives us a peek inside the stories of BYU students who are also professional mariachis on the side.
Brother and sister Paloma and Gustavo Castillo were raised to be mariachis. Here at the Richards Building Theater, Paloma performed a mariachi song last week.
My dad is originally from Jalisco, Mexico, and Jalisco is known for mariachi, and that's kind of the birthplace of it.
Paloma Castillo says her father taught her and her siblings to sing and play musical instruments when they were kids. Her oldest brother played the trumpet. Her and her sister played the violin.
And then my dad, we needed a guitarist in the mariachi band, so he's like, I can teach you.
Gustavo was 10 years old at the time. They all joined their dad's mariachi group when they were finally old enough.
It's really fun. I like the adrenaline. I like the joy of that.
Both Gustavo and Paloma talk about what they love about being mariachis.
It's just really nice to kind of feel the love my dad has for it and just kind of embrace that part of his culture.
Both participate in gigs when they can with their group, Trio Los Charros. It is difficult to join them all the time because of their student responsibilities.
I don't sing for my own good. I sing because it was this gift that I got and doing something that my dad taught me as a little girl. And so I do it for my dad.
The two siblings can be found sharing their talent with Trio Los Charros at public and at school events. Reporting for Universe Live in Provo, I am Yvette Galvez.
The BYU Students for International Development Club marked the end of Care Week through its 33rd annual Hunger Banquet.
Universe Live reporter Amy Ortiz attended the banquet. Amy, can you tell us more about this event?
The BYU Students for International Development partnered with BYU Sustainability and the BYU Ballard Center to carry out this event with the theme, A Sustainable Hope.
The annual Hunger Banquet held on BYU campus kicked off with an opportunity fair. More than 30 organizations stood ready to show participants how they could serve the world and local community. Club member Emma Mayo says participating helped open her eyes to the issues people face worldwide.
It really made me look at myself in my own life and see how I've been so blessed and how privileged I am.
Mayo tells us her desire to do more and do better grew as she learned more about the inequality that exists in today's world.
Ignorance is really alleviated when we educate, and that just comes through sincere efforts of wanting to love other people.
Event organizers randomly assigned participants to either high, middle, or lower class following the fair.
Just that opportunity to be able to see it like firsthand, what it is, what that inequality looks like.
Club Secretary Maria Flores says the event's main goal was to help others see what they see on a daily basis as they study international development.
It's how to do something in this world and make an impact.
Mayo says change begins with a sincere desire to reach out and love.
I'm just one person, but it starts with my voice. And just doing small little things to enlarge the love that I have for other people.
All profits alongside any additional donations will be donated to support the Utah Valley Refugees nonprofit organization. Reporting for Universe Live in Provo, I'm Amy Ortiz.
Thanks, Amy. The BYU Students for International Development Club offers many resources for those wanting to get involved. They meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
One student-run GroupMe is spreading the word of free food all across BYU's campus. Molly, what's the conversation behind this growing group chat?
Many college students look for ways to save money, especially when it comes to food. One GroupMe Chat is helping students not only get free food, but be more involved in the community. Samuel Haggard came up with the idea of a GroupMe Chat last semester when he saw needs in the student community.
First off, students don't often know about events going on, and also students love free food.
Haggard highlights a few benefits of the GroupMe Chat.
1, students learn more about events going on. 2, reduce food waste, love it. And 3, these organizations and events have more people at their events.
He says students might need a little extra motivation to encourage them to take advantage of the resources available to them, like the promise of free food. Resources such as BYU Women's Service, CAPS, and more.
A fun fact is that a lot of students may need a certain resource or want to go to a certain resource, but unless there's an incentive of free food, they're probably not going to go.
If you can do more than 1 hour.
Hagar told Benson Schofield about his idea back in December. The chat has really taken off since then.
I was like, dude, that's freaking crazy. Like, it's so awesome that so many people just wanted to, get this kind of information. It's like, we're all college students. Like, we'd love to know where the free food is on campus.
The chat has grown more than the 2 initially imagined.
We're really happy with where it's at and hope that it just keeps going with the path that it's on.
Schofield shares how free food on campus is convenient, it saves money, and it helps students socialize. Reporting for Universe Live in Provo, I'm Molly Zuniga.
Thanks, Molly. I love free food. Maybe I'll go ahead and join too.
It seems there's always a construction project underway on the BYU campus. The Talmadge building is one of the latest to receive extensive renovations. The university constructed the building more than 50 years ago. Recently, crews remodeled it to accommodate student and faculty needs. The renovations included math lab changes, various lighting improvements throughout the building, family study room additions, and new math artwork.
And having students have a place to be able to go and work on their homework together and know that the other students there are doing similar things has done great things for building a better sense of community in our math classes and helping students get the help they need.
Renovations to the Talmadge building impacted the computer science, mathematics, and mathematics education departments. The university's goal was to improve the experience of thousands of students and faculty who attend classes, study, and work in the building each semester.
The BYU YServe Refugee program is expanding to include online English tutoring for refugees. Universe Live reporter Zoe Cook is on BYU campus. Zoe, what brings students to the YServe events?
Many students come to the YServe Refugee Project to finish service hours required by their American Heritage or religion classes, but they stay for the friends they make.
Yeah, we've got two, just like right here.
Students work on kitchen mats made of recycled plastic bags, sew quilts, and hand-stitched throwing balls.
The people that come here are all really awesome, and it's a great place to make friends.
Sally Bradshaw transferred to BYU over the summer. She says she needs the service hours, but also enjoys the projects.
For American Heritage, we have to do a service project. But once we got here, I was like, if I had known that we were doing this, I totally would have come all of last semester.
The YServe Refugee program extends its reach beyond furnishing useful household items.
So we're connecting online BYU students to these refugee families to help with English, with tutoring.
But Wednesday night activities remain a favorite as an opportunity to put crafting skills to good use.
I really love stuff like sewing and embroidery and knitting. I think it's really fun, and it's really cool to be able to use those skills in a way that helps other people.
Lifting Hands International donates the items that the students make and ships them to those in need. For Universe Live in Provo, I'm Zoe Cook.
Thank you, Zoe. We'll be right back. A local man's hobby might just be your next date night.
For a $5 entry fee, you can tour one of the nation's, if not the world's, largest Petroliana collections.
I'm here in South Provo at an unusual local attraction. This is Lakeside Storage and Museum, where 85-year-old Sparky Sparks displays his collection of gas station memorabilia, including one of the world's largest gas station pole sign collections.
And I'm a picker.
That's what Sparky tells us.
I was picking before that word was invented.
He owns this storage yard.
You just had to sniff it out. It's an art.
Sparky says he is not a Wall Street collector who will pay top dollar for a rare find. He prefers to hunt for desired items in unexpected locations.
There's backyard dent and ding collectors, which is what I am. I mean, we're the white trash of the collectors.
His collecting has taken him and his family on long road trips all across the country, and even beyond the borders.
My wife and I we drove all the way to Edmonton, Canada. That is to hell and gone. It is so stinking far away.
Sparky's vast collection contains everything from signs and gas pumps to vintage cars and even airplanes.
This stuff came from all over.
He says he loves the people he meets collecting and the stories the signs tell.
Part of it has to do with the story of where you got it.
Sparky estimates his collection is worth about $1.5 million, but he sees his prized possessions as only barn roof patches.
We all know that this is the biggest joke there ever was. I mean, who buys something from a company that's out of business?
He and his family are in the final stages of opening a combo event center and museum, which they hope will be open by early summer. Reporting for the Universe Live in Provo, I'm Mackenzie Beckstead.
One restaurant in downtown Provo has been serving customers for more than 14 years. Today, the head chef is doing his part to help keep the spirit of good company and good food alive and well in the city of Provo. Nathan Beitler has more.
Communal head chef Matt Eckelman loves food. He was only 5 years old in Marine Park, Brooklyn, when his parents first sat him on the counter to cook. His first dish, beef stew.
Food has always been in my blood, and I feel like it's been the gift that I've been given.
Family gatherings, birthdays, holidays, all growing up, every relative in Eckelman's Italian, Irish, German family were together cooking. Eckelman believes that good food helps people to connect and foster friendships.
This is my first love, at the age of 5, just learning there and family meals, and it just took off from there.
Eckelman first started his professional career at the age of 17 in a snack shop at a resort. Years later, he became a cook at the dining hall, then the sous chef, then their executive chef.
I want people when they walk in to feel like they're walking into my home.
Eckelman first started working at Communal after its head chef at the time inquired about him. He was cooking for private dinner parties at the time. Eventually, the old chef offered Eckelman the chance to run Communal. Now, he and his staff work together to collaborate on meals to feature on the menu.
The food here is an expression of what I love and where I've been and the things I've done and where I want to go.
Reporting for Universe Live in downtown Provo, I'm Nathan Beitler.
Thanks, Nathan. Communal also features a rotating menu with seasonal dishes and encourages a shared plate experience.
More than 50 people gathered in a BYU auditorium last week for a monthly trivia night hosted by a BYU student. The events are independent from BYU and cover a wide variety of topics. A memorable category at a recent trivia night involved a Guess That Nose section where participants worked together to identify a portion of a celebrity's nose.
Oh, vibes in the room were stupendous. Everyone was fighting hard. Leads were being lost and taken. Very exciting. Good vibes.
In groups of 3 to 6, teams battled it out in an effort to claim the title of Trivia Champion and collect custom stickers. This was the 10th trivia event since its inception.
Thanks for joining us today for Universe Live. For more information on our stories or to share them with your friends, check out our website at universe.byu.edu.
Have a great day.